Oh man, welcome everybody. Welcome all you Drengir and Shield Maidens to tonight's episode of Dropping the Hammer. I am the host, Warhammer. Uh man, so what can I say? I was posting, been off, but I posted about my wreck. Um, what can I say about that wreck? Within 30 minutes of being home, that's the trope. Man, you know, they say that's statistically when all accidents are going to happen when you're closest to home. And I was ready for home. Um, the weight, uh, so topping a hill, the weight distribution, the weight change from that little hop. I had just taken off my earphones, just turned off the music. Everything was game mode. I am in this drive to finish it now. And coming up on a hill, I knew I needed to slow down, but coming up on a hill, I couldn't slow down. I swerved a couple times in the road, and then we started going downhill, and literally downhill. Was able to catch a couple of trees, and that just, you know, guided me to a spot where I could stop. Was still kind of at an awkward angle, was hanging a little bit. Um, had to balance on one foot. And that's kind of what I think happened to my ankle. Not sure if it was the ninja post that I was doing when it actually stopped, or stepping out onto the ice, because like I said, I was, at an angle, kind of hanging, and stepping onto the ice immediately, lost traction, but it was against the van, so there was nowhere I could go. Not sure what happened to my finger, but that's kind of the way it happens. Um, I was certainly trying to plan around the snow and everything, but um, this is the way of things. Fortunately, I was able to limp out, walk out, um, walked less than a mile before getting picked up. I should have gotten the couple's information. I should have gotten a name. I should have got something, but that's to me, that's the way the world works. Sometimes people show up when you need them, and they leave as soon as their job is done. That's the way several friends have come into my life. Amazing times, bad times, didn't matter. After a lesson learned, after finding something, after being taught a lesson, after being rescued, then it's time for them to move on. Teach somebody else, find something for somebody else, find somebody else, whatever you want to call it. I am thankful that they picked me up, got me warm, and took me to the gas station where my roommates were going to meet me. So, surprisingly, now my merch tote was sitting in the one chair I have set up in my van that was where my daughter sat. So, this is, to me, I keep seeing what would happen if she was in the car. What I would have done. Would I have told her to unbuckle? Would I have told her to, something? Would I have unbuckled to cover her body with mine? would I have been in the situation if she was in the back seat? That's the one that kind of, if she was in the back seat, I would have driven differently. Pure and simple. I would have driven differently. But the way it works, I now, uh, I now drive a 2004. I went back 2 years. 2004 Toyota 4Runner. It looks quite a lot like the van. A little stockier, a little more my style. Gave it a little more aggression, a little more oomph. Not driven it far. Got to get insurance. That's the plan tomorrow. I do go to work tomorrow, but everything will be straightened tomorrow. So the speed at which I bounced back from this accident has blown me away, but couldn't have done it without help of some of my friends. Some friends I didn't even know I had. But back to my daughter's chair. My merch tote was sitting in there. I had been given several bottles of beard oil just before. Iron Belly had created a new scent, and to me, I was so this was almost as good as the Raiders camp. So the fact that they all survived, none of them broke. I found 2 under the seat of the front seat. So the impact knocked them out of the bag, out of the tote box, and onto the floor, but still didn't break. Don't really know if any flew out, but it doesn't really matter. I got several bottles. They all made it, and we're moving on from here. Jax, I'm so glad you're here. So I'm just talking about, healing and stuff like that, but we'll be watching the tag team street fight, and I gotta say the filming was done by my buddy Jax, so he did a great job. Roaming cam, even slipped somebody some weapons in the middle of the match, so way to look out for your favorite wrestlers. But thanks for the camera work. But I want to talk about this for just a second. This will be our Christmas line, our seasonal, not our Christmas line, our Yule line, and I'll explain that in a minute. So this scent is called Winter Hunt, just like the show last Saturday. So in this, there is notes of cedar and musk mixed with a Yule blend of pine, frost, and holiday spices. This to me is a winter mix. I've worn this every day since that show. Put it on immediately. I've worn it every day since then. Now, I've not been awake every day. I basically slept most of Sunday when I got home. Woke up Monday, was awake long enough to deal with the tow truck company. They couldn't find my van. Called the police department in Henderson, Rusk County, found it, got all the information, went back to sleep. Most of Wednesday was asleep as well. Thursday was the first day I've gotten anything done. A lot of beard oil work. Was able to get some descriptions, get some rough ideas, slogans, work on a website for the Sons of Plunder, mainly so we can sell our merchandise. We can also have a calendar that shows bookings and things like that. So, oh man, so my buddy Jax, yeah, he got his dad some beard oils. I believe he got the Raider Camp. I don't think he got the Mead haul, but this one was too quick. We didn't get to sell too much. There's not been a lot of people around when we did the show. So back to the show. This was a winter storm. So what we did was we broadcast it on Twitch, I believe, possibly on YouTube. Not sure what other platforms they stream to, but we tried to go bigger because the crowd wasn't there and you were safer at home. So now we've got a little more time to work, a little more time to play. I got hit with a taser, stun gun. Iron Belly was shocked from a car battery. That spot didn't really work out well. There was a specific spot where you could arc the teeth. So, okay. So he did get a winter hunt. Good. So, boom. He's smelling it up. Oh man, a lot of people aren't liking it because of they'll pick up on the Christmas, and that's what they say. In order to get pine at the time, that was the only way. It was in a Christmas blend. So the pine and frost came with that, but that's what we were looking for. The spices on the end, warmed it up, mellowed it out. I think really just added that extra layer of complexity. We're trying to do themes, we're trying to do scenes, we're trying to almost teleport you to another time, location, event. Just that way you're able to picture yourself as a Viking somewhere doing something with us. I will say this, we will be working on beard washes in all the sense, but we are working on a feminine line. Now, the beard oils are the same oils used for body oils. Natural carrier oils, jojoba and argan, then the fragrance. That's the only difference. So these are still good for your skin. That's why they're good for your face. We're going to do a feminine line. We've got the name, Raven's Kiss. We haven't nailed down any scents yet. We've got a couple of profiles to go over, but we're lining that up. Not sure why my buddy Greg is typing that many comments to have a conversation. Okay, well, I hope things get better for Greg. This is hard to read. All right. Well, okay, Greg. Well, again, I hope everything works out for you. We are gonna watch the tag match now. So we're gonna bring that up to the stage, and then we're gonna. So this is the tag team of Babin, the associate Babin, and Ronnie Havoc. Turn that down just a little bit. Now, it's basically just wrestlers in house. It is just family in house. Oh, I thought it was Jack's filming, but Jack's right there. He may be the guy filming at a certain point, but he was filming for a little bit. I will say Ronnie was ready for a fight. He had a trash can full of weapons. We were able to stash weapons around. I was stashing weapons around. I brought my regular hammer, the larger hammer, a baseball bat that said "Hang." I didn't know they both were drinking the Fago. I let them taste some moonshine. Yeah, these guys came out ready for war. Both of us came out in armor. Iron Belly a little more armored up. He made a full shirt of chainmail. Came out in a hood as well. I've got my God of War pauldron on and my kidney belt, but it was so cold. I ended up just throwing Iron Belly's fur over it. We just kind of laid all our stuff at the ironclads stuff. That's where he was at. Very interesting. Now this could be a cool adventure if I had. I can see that. This was the first time I heard their drinking song. Before they made fun of Iron Belly and myself. Fine. Made fun of me on my podcast and made fun of my trunk. Man, right up top. This was fun, even if it was not a wrestling match, street fight. the best description, and we just beat the heck out of each other. Not sure how long, 12 minutes, but long enough, just long enough.
Well, looks like radio's trying to get all the order going as the three teams are in the ring. Of course, now he's got to get one more shot of that Bayou before he gets started.
Only wear the armor.
I wonder if he put something in it, but I probably check.
Picture, things like that. I've never wrestled in it. It was difficult. I've been caught, I've been snagged, moves.
He's fighting. Meanwhile, Hack's trying to put on some kind of a fighting arrangement on Keenan out there. And then we got Iron Belly.
Not sure where Ronnie hurt himself, but Ronnie did end up hurting his legs. This is where I see Fago. They didn't show it. There it is. I spit it in Babin's face. He's always pouring Fago on himself, and then drank it, and then pat it back out at him.
Doesn't look like Psycho's having a great time out there.
Yes, we were having a great time.
Ronnie Howard's having too much fun over there with that kid.
I mean, this was a Sons of Plunder match, but again, it wasn't a match. It was a street fight. We just beat each other up. Weapons galore. You know, I've taken my shoulder pauldron off here, so I try to take my shooting belts off. Nope, I wear it for a little longer. Now that bat had barbed wire on it, but obviously it's been chair to the back.
There's really not much you can do with all this going on.
Babin going wild with this thing.
I think Sidney Towns going to get some time out. Psycho is a very intelligent wrestler, even though he's got the actions. He managed to move out the back.
Not sure where I'm at this point. That's Iron Belly.
Sons of Plunder is getting back together. It looks like still
that was me just walking by the camera. Oh, this is found a wet floor sign. I wanted to do something with that. I didn't know what to do. So stuck it over his head and leg drop. It's stuck over his head. Now I instantly stopped because it looked like I hit him with the wrong part of the chair, so I discontinued my chair strike just because I got hit. But then someone said spank him, so I completely changed everything to do those chair strikes. There. I never was able to figure it out. We're gonna go back.
don't know what to even say about this.
Running actually outside of the ladder. I don't know what he's doing with that.
Where'd that time come from, Coach?
This is Iron Belly's been asking for this spot. Giant hammer down. Let me know if those boards are still okay.
Taking that ladder.
Attack him in the head. No avails. He's coming at him. What do you know? Warhammer's coming around. Coach, what's going on over here?
Ronnie having to take the task with that ladder.
I think King Violence about to be King Hospital.
This is, yeah. So Iron Belly hasn't been electrocuted yet, but he found a leaf blower. Come on, a leaf blower. I think that would have been great in the live. That's where I was talking about Jack handing me a hammer that I was able to do.
Well, as much as these people love to beat each other up, they're going to have to get it done in the ring.
Somebody's going to have to get back in that ring if you want to win.
It's a matter of who wants to be the new champions.
This is where I was telling him to
Psycho's got
do the spot with Iron Belly. Ronnie sucks.
This does not look good for Bobby Babbitt.
At this point, I know I'm working with Ronnie. That's me in the corner. That's me in the corner. Why?
You know, after the cheer, Jerry, but that's what we're doing.
But yeah, this is the car battery setup. They took them a minute to figure out how to hook up the car battery. It wouldn't matter which direction at that point. This is where I found out Ronnie was hurting himself. Yeah, the battery.
Psycho doesn't know how to do a battery. It's positive first thing negative. Iron Belly's okay. These two jabronis don't know how to hook a battery together.
Iron Belly just out. But they can't figure out the complicated situation. Well, there just came off. Something to spark. They actually started working everybody outside of the ring, out of the trash can lid to the head. And they wanted to do a double team move. Yeah, Iron Belly getting shocked by the battery. Why the leaf blower? Why the car battery? Why the tire? Questions, man. Why? I know at one point I end up, this is just in just a minute, I end up taking the jumper cables and tying them around Psycho's neck and throwing them over the ropes, and completely safe. But it looked like I was trying to hurt him. I thought I had taken the kidney belt off a long time before this, but still wearing it. Let's leave trash can lid story. To the trauma professionals.
Warhammer got jealous and decided to take someone to the city dump. And he took Ronnie to the dump.
I like using trash cans because hit somebody with it. If you do it right, it just spins so easily. And it looks like you impact him, but he never even did.
Ronnie Havoc going to it outside here. Rolling Ronnie Havoc back into the ring.
Someone asked if they wanted to live.
This is where I'm hanging the Psycho.
Ready to see what he's doing.
Oh my gosh, look what I'm against the leading two heads of better water true.
Stay down and around. But make sure you hold it right here.
A back scratch in the back.
Oh, what a massive belly flop! Oh, barely kicked out.
Ronnie Havoc is taking the town on the outside.
Well, to be fair, the GM Babbitt is very resilient, but right now he's in a really bad position.
Warden is also not giving anybody any room.
Oh, that's bad. I guess the iron will go to the back. And now,
Trash can lid.
wait a minute, Babbitt just did the drop toe hold on. It looks like he's stitching him up. Can't even get the drop toe before his partner gets up. Ronnie Babbitt is hurting right now. That's where he's at. He's in pain.
Oh, he's up.
He's in pain just like we saw earlier.
Now I know Ronnie was really wanting to go through the door.
That's the door.
What is he for?
No, it was not the trash can lid that injured him. He jumped at some point and his ankle, calf, something. With his right leg, I remember getting that information from him, in the small moments that we were. But he was supposed to be going through the door. Unfortunately, we don't remember. I don't think it was him. Pretty sure it was bad. Yeah, that's me taking off my kidney belt. I couldn't work it anymore. So Iron Belly always laughs because he does the wrong gimmick. Iron Belly, so they hit him in the stomach, and then and they hit him through the head. It hurts. Yeah, it was bad. I don't know. Iron Belly was rolled under the door.
That looked like that was it.
Warren's on the outside, stomping around the way who he's looking for.
It looks like the three men that has to stop here. Well, two men. Is Warhammer, who's trying people like Thor. He didn't have it right. Oh, no, he just took advantage of him.
Boy.
I'm going to tell you right now, the first person.
Close to going home at this point.
Let's win this match. Babbitt's in a world of hurt right now.
Everyone is just taking
Psycho
shot
took
after
advantage.
shot.
Oh, wait a minute, they're going right back to Babbitt like I thought. Wait a minute, what is he doing?
I do know this dog. Not sure what he was planning, but yeah, Iron Belly planted on us. And
again. Here it goes. He's got all three men where he doesn't want them. Oh! They missed the move, but it still looks like that's painful.
this is kind of where I was. I mean, we've done enough. There's been enough carnage, enough wreck. So this is kind of where I end up. I start to clear house. You're welcome. The coat and the blanket I wasn't able to use.
I would say
And
this is the
this
part of
is
Ronnie
where-
Howard. He does have a lot of fire.
Yeah, but he needs to be paying attention to the match. You can't win from out there.
Since the ring is clear,
What do they do? Oh, screw Psycho.
we'll work on that power bomb at him. Three. So
Ladies and gentlemen, after this chaos, we have the winner of this match, and
Still, SWF.
champions, Sons of Thunder.
oh, didn't quite catch it. The last little bit. I hit Psycho in the back with my hammer. So he will be taking a medical leave for a little bit and healing up after that match. So I do want to thank everybody for showing up, for watching the match, for sticking around. Much better energy with this show. So thank you all. Be sure to hammer that like button, share this with your friends. Tune in next week. We'll have more to talk about. I'm trying to have some guest hosts coming in. So definitely tune in next week and we'll have another kick-ass show. Good night, everybody.